Hello lovely simmers, SimsEclaire here and welcome back to my channel. For today's video we are doing another community lot for the Willow Creek portion of my save file. This lot is right next door to the Willow Center that we built on Wednesday, and this is like a really small coffee shop. So my idea for this was that this is, because there wasn't any coffee shops on the actual Willow Center, so I was thinking that this is right next door, you know, moms or parents could come here right after they drop their kids off of school, get some coffee, and then head next door and do all their shopping for the day and hang out with other parents, and it would kind of just be like this local small coffee shop that everyone kind of went to. Maybe the teenagers hung out there after school, like maybe they did like poetry readings or something. So that was just kind of what I was thinking. I did kind of get some inspiration by different pictures I found on the internet. I feel like all of my coffee shops have looked pretty similar since I've started building them for my save file, so I wanted to kind of get a different idea and just some different types of, you know, architecture pieces and stuff like that. I also wanted to do something similar to how I built the Willow Center, since they are right next to each other, and I figured that maybe this was almost an extension of the Willow Center. Like, it couldn't fit on the lot, but it was supposed to go hand in hand, especially since they do have like a walkway connecting the two of them. So I did do some of the same window pieces and some of the same flower decorations and eco-lifestyle wall things that I used on Willow Center. And up here we are using some of these awnings. I almost never use these because I don't know, I feel like they fit weird on the walls, but I thought that they looked really cute with this type of build because I wanted to be a mix of like a modern industrial slash like traditional French country or just like French coffee house. So I was looking at two different inspiration pictures. One was like definitely mid-city coffee house and one was like French boutique style, and I was kind of trying to mix the two together to get something a little bit different and a little bit more you know, more my style and something that more matched what I was doing here in Willow Creek. And right there you saw I was placing some eco-lifestyle wall decorations. I was using it as kind of like a feature wall, so I placed the wood decorations and then I'm deleting the wall behind it, so that way it looks like it's just like a wooden paneled wall. And I am about to extend the roof here a little bit, so that way there's a little bit of an overhang where the wood wall ends, so that way it kind of looks like the wood wall is holding up that wall. Now the only issue to that is that it went past the building that I had actually built, so I had to put columns out there, and I ended up really not liking how that looked, so I ended up just extending the rest of the build, but I leave the columns in place on the actual like building itself because I thought that they were nice like architectural pieces, gave it a little bit of a, you know, kind of completed that industrial half of the build that I was trying to incorporate. And then up here by the front area, I'm just doing some flower boxes to line right under this window. I'm trying to keep the decorations a little simple. The walkways aren't that big, so I'm trying to make sure your Sims can still get into the building. And over here is where I'm kind of starting to change the outside a little bit. I wanted there to be this, you know, all glass windowed area for your Sims to sit, and I end up only being able to fit like 2 chairs in there, or 2 tables I should say, but I think it's still a cute little area. And maybe I thought like if you were having like a small group of Sims, you like, obviously this isn't how that functions in the game, but if you were pretending, you could have like a small group of Sims and that could be the part of the coffee house that you like rented out, so that way you could have like a private area. That's just what I was thinking. And then up here, I believe I'm about to start the landscaping. I paused for a little bit because this video was super short after I sped everything up, so I only did ×5 speed instead of ×6 speed, so sometimes my pauses are a little bit longer. But I was also trying to figure out how I wanted to do this. I wanted to make it kind of match how I landscaped the Willow Center, so I'm using the same trees that I used, but I'm using a little bit more of the like actual bush plants instead of low-lying grass plants, because I wanted it to have a little bit of height to it and a little bit of like a color addition, since there isn't a whole lot of color on this lot to begin with. You know, the whole build is pretty much black and white. And then I'm also lining these grassy areas with these low-lying plants that I love so much. I pretty much use them on all of my builds, but I think that they just do a good job of filling in the space. And then over here is where I start incorporating some of the color. I'm adding in like pale flowers. I do end up adding some colored ones in at the end as well. And then over here I'm just lining some more of the sidewalks and everything, and I do end up adding some benches so that way there's a little bit of a seating area for your Sims outside of the restaurant or the outside of the coffee house, in case they're, you know, walking between the different shops or the different lots or something. There's a little bit of like a extra community space. And then I also, as you can see, there is a back patio here. I do end up getting quite a few tables on the back patio, so there's quite a bit of seating for this coffee house. I was kind of tempted to make this also function as a restaurant, but I just could not find the space to put an actual kitchen in here. I thought about maybe putting it in like the basement, and then instead of putting the bathrooms upstairs, I would put like a staircase and then do bathrooms and a kitchen downstairs. And honestly, I still might do that, but I do have plans on building another restaurant for this world, so I didn't know if I wanted there to be 2 restaurants or, you know, 1 restaurant and then like a bar or something. So I'm still kind of trying to work everything out. But as you can see here, I'm starting to do the more community spaces, so I added in some lights. They match the lights that I used on the Willow Center, and then I'm also adding in these snowy escape benches just for some seating areas near some of the grassy patches, just so, you know, your Sims can sit and relax outside. You know, maybe they're going for a nice walk and they don't want to sit inside the coffee shop, so they decided to go ahead and sit outside, you know, enjoy the nice beautiful weather. And then I just saved my game. I have talked to you guys about that before. My game was doing a little bit of some weird things right after the update. It did crash, although I'm not 100% sure that that was because of the game or because of my computer, because it like shut down the game and then I exited out of the pop-up that came up, and then I reloaded the game, but the game itself didn't actually turn off, if that makes sense. It just closed the screen. So the game itself didn't really crash. It was just something that interfered with the running of the game, so I'm pretty sure it was my actual computer. But over here we are doing the bathroom. I do end up getting 2 stall-like things. I don't use this Discovery University stall. I end up deleting it so I can build my own because I wanted to make sure there was enough room. I didn't think that that other stall was going to leave me enough room for a sink. So I did decide to go ahead and just, you know, build my own. And it's a little weird because of all these glass windows like right to the left of the toilet, but this in The Sims 4 it doesn't really matter unless you have certain mods that, you know, that can affect things, so which I do not. So it doesn't really matter that there's the large window right by the toilet. But over here I'm using, I think I was going to use one of the new wall decorations from the Dream Home Decorator kit, but I thought it looked just a little too modern for what I was trying to do here, so I used one of the Get Together chalkboards. I think it's called Pathway Specials, and it has like a cute little drawing on it and then some writing to kind of show different like menu items and stuff like that. And then over here I'm adding in the espresso bar. As you can see, I was trying to check to see what the requirements were for a cafe, so I could make sure I didn't miss anything. As of this point, the only thing I am missing is tables and chairs. So I was able to go ahead and just freely decorate until I put the tables and chairs in. And then over here I'm using the new Dream Home Decorator curtains. They are a little big for the windows that I was using, but I thought that it was, I don't know, it was kind of nice because it brought in some different colors than what I was using on the outside and the inside. And it also, the blue in the curtains matched the blue on the espresso bar, so I thought it was like this cute little colorful corner. And then I added a little bit of a plant situation over there in the corner as well, just to, you know, brighten up the area and to fill in the space. And right now I'm trying to figure out what tables I want to use. So I decided to go with these Snowy Escape ones because they have patterns on the top of them. And I was really tempted to use that swatch right there, the one with like the stickers on it, because at the coffee shop where I grew up, it was a really, really old coffee shop. It had been there for a while, so there was a lot of different like drawings on some of the tables and like places where people had carved things into the tables, and there was like bumper stickers like on the walls and stuff, so it was kind of making me think about the place where I always went to getting coffee while growing up, but I decided against it because I didn't think it matched the theme of the build that I was going for here. And then up on the wall over here I'm placing some San Myshuno decorations, just to give it a little bit of artwork and some color. And I figured that that since I did think that my save file of Willow Creek was like classic suburbia, I figured they were right on the outskirts of San Myshuno, so they would probably have some pictures of the scenery and stuff around to promote the fact that they are right around the city. And then over here, I'm just trying to fill in whatever empty space I have with just some wall decorations and stuff to make sure nothing looks too empty. And all of the tables have a set of flowers on it. I usually try and do that just because to me it's more realistic, especially with restaurants and stuff. Most restaurants do decorate the tables with, salt and pepper shakers, flowers and stuff. Or at least they used to. At least in the state that I currently live in, things of last year kind of changed that. You weren't allowed to have stuff like that on the tables, but that's starting to change again now, so we have started putting flowers and stuff back on our tables. But yeah, so it always just makes me think of that. But out here, I am furnishing the outdoor patio area, which is a couple more tables and then some small decorations. But besides that, that is it for this build, so I hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye!